And one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is B. Rodgers, and Tiffany says she gonna let me take over the podcast today, at least for a little while. And we gonna open the phone lines. Well, not the phone lines, but y'all know what I mean. We gonna open the panel because there's a lot of y'all who be real opinionated in the comments, and we want y'all to come up and voice your opinion on what it is that you got to say. But today's topic is niggas versus black people. And this is a very good topic. This is definitely something we need to talk about. I was looking at World Star today, and I was looking at how these people, not just chicks, dudes too, was renting U-Hauls out at the All Star weekend so that they could party because all the hotels was rented out. Now that is some grade A nigga shit. That is and niggas are not for the progression of people. Niggas just want to go to the club and have fun. And I think as a whole, we all might have a little bit of nigga in us, but we need to strive more to be black people. We need to strive more to have better what I want to say, better morals, better values, a mindset to create wealth so we can pass it down to our kids, and not just that mindset to where when the man makes his money he has to buy the hottest car and has to buy the hottest rims, and everybody got to have 100 pair of Jordans, but then you ain't got no money to put your kids through school. This is the mindset of a nigga, and this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Other thing I wanted to say was I was talking to this chick in the comments, and I ain't gonna lie, a lot of what she was saying seemed like some nigga shit. Second to none. If you hear us and you were out there tonight, feel free to hit the panel, because basically she's attacking me, saying that I come across loud, aggressive, and I don't say anything positive about women. It's not that I don't say anything positive about women. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. If you went to Atlanta for the All-Star weekend and you were partying in the back of a U-Haul truck because it ain't no hotels, what is it positive to say about that? I want some of you women to call in and let me know and give me something positive to say, and not about these women and these dudes who are partying in the back of a U-Haul truck. Like, come on, man. At some point in time, you got to grow up. I have family in Texas, and one of my relatives called me, and he was telling me about how ain't nobody hardly there because of the people going to the All-Star weekend thing. And I say, bro, that's a damn shame. They just done had this storm. People got to get their houses together. And you mean to tell me the first thing on a nigga's mind is going to party in Atlanta? Are you serious? If you from Texas and you done got fucked up because of that storm, and you got pipes and stuff in your house that need to be fixed, and you took that opportunity to go to the All-Star weekend and you're partying in a U-Haul, you a nigga. I saw this other thing about the All-Star weekend. It's a chick who went down there on her unemployment check or something like that, and now she has a GoFundMe so that she can get back home. If you in this type of position, and ain't nothing wrong with being in a position of poverty, hell, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. Everybody fall, most people ain't balling most of the time, but goddamn, you got to prioritize. If you depending on an unemployment check, do you even need to be at the All-Star weekend? What is so important about the All-Star weekend that you got to spend your very last to be down there so some rich dude can see your ass? This is the difference between niggas and black people. And I don't think it need to be a war or nothing, but it needs to be a clear divide so we can know who is who. Uh, it's this other. I heard a couple of people talking about my face. My face. He won't show his face. Hey man, two things. I told my homegirl I was gonna help her build her panel. So I really don't care for the pain. I really don't care to be famous. The other thing is the main reason dudes want fame and money is because they want women. And I ain't never had no problem getting women in my regular life. So I don't need no extra push from nobody so that I can get women. So with that being said, if y'all are so pressed to see my face and this is something that y'all are just you just gotta do, I tell you what, you run my sister Tiffany Draper cash app up $10,000, I'll show y'all my face. How about that? So when y'all in the comments and y'all talking about how come we can't see his face, that's why I don't really care to show my face. And I was involved with a lot of crime in my past life. So I just don't feel comfortable showing my face. But if you run my sister cash app up $10,000, I would definitely show you my face. Hey, yo, sis, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Chime in, man. The people in the chat say they. I was reading the comments. They say I talk too much. So
Man, listen, they better
yeah,
put some respect on your name.
I ain't tripping. I say that's why I say, man, let's open the panels and these people.
I'm doing it right now. I realized I was posting a link without the making it blue, the hyperlink. I'm doing it right now. They got something to say. They better pull up to this panel or Hirsch.
Hey, but sis, let me ask you some questions since because I was talking to this chick and she said that I don't have nothing positive to say about black women. How do you feel about that?
They say that about me.
You can ask me the same thing. I ain't tripping. But how do you, before as me and how we met in your encounter, how do you feel about that comment right there?
I feel like they need to get out of their feelings, and I'm not politically correct. And if they don't like the way I do things, they can keep it pushing like their hairline that's all the way back to the center of their head. That's how I feel.
And the trippy part is because I'm talking to the chick second to none, and I'm calling you out because you came in the comments attacking me, and and she was like, I listened to the show and I ain't heard him say nothing positive about a black woman. Tiffany, did I say that I got women that I treat like queens?
Right.
Did I say that my women don't have to do nothing?
Exactly.
If that ain't positive, what is? You could talk about these women who talking about they got jobs and this and that. I put my women in a position to where they ain't got to work. Only thing you got to do is be cute and sexy for me and make something to eat. What is not?
You said their body can't be too crazy out of control.
I mean, that's with any man. And women would come out and say we don't want no dusty. So what's wrong with me having standards? Because I don't want a woman that look like me.
Listen. You need to remind them also that your women are black, since they say you don't say nothing positive about black women as if you don't like black women. His women are black.
And the other thing is the reason I talk about what I talk about is because I'm uncomfortable with how black women are portrayed. In the most common portrayal of a black woman is Love and Hip Hop or the Basketball Wives or something. And I know that black women have so much to offer more than that to bring to the game. Black women are worth so much more than for you to be on TV simply because you slept with a basketball player. And that's why all these thoughts down there at the All-Star weekend right now, because they're trying to get on Love and Hip Hop. Now look at that. Now what am I saying that is more degrading than what Love and Hip Hop does to our culture? Is what I'm saying more disrespectful than what Love and Hip Hop is putting out?
Nope.
If you feel some type of way about me observing the effects of these entities putting these images out for our culture, or is it more disturbing what they're actually doing.
Thank you. I was just about to type that in the chat. Thank you.
I mean, you could get mad at what I'm saying. I don't give a damn. I really don't. But how come if what I'm saying pisses you off so much, how come women haven't gotten together to ban love and hip hop? How come women haven't gotten together to ban the wives of Atlanta and Miami?
Now, it's because they don't care when we call each other to be weird or when we do that. But when a man does it, you see what I'm saying? When a man does it, it's a problem.
And I'm gonna show you
What's up,
the
one?
biggest.
How you doing?
What's
All
up,
right, how
bro?
you doing?
I'm
Hey, how
good.
y'all
I'm
doing?
gonna let y'all talk real fast. I'm gonna go cook my food. I'm putting my stuff on mute.
What you cooking though?
I'm cooking on some tenders and some fries. It ain't healthy, but oh well.
Hey, yo, what's up, Juan? What you got to say, bro?
Man, I didn't even know I was gonna be on here live. I was just following the thing. I'm like, I ain't all that savvy with like social media and all like that. But I'll be saying a
That's a
lot of
good
shit.
thing. That's a
I be
good thing. We need real people. We need real people and real life experiences and they input and point of view.
yeah. You sound like that brother from Atlanta. What's his? Smiley. What's his first name?
You talking about Ricky Smiley,
Yeah, you sound like Ricky Smiley, man.
the comedian?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't never heard that one. I ain't never heard that one. But our topic tonight is black people versus niggas.
Man, I wish you could see some of the stuff I be dropping about checking sisters calling us niggas all the time, man. They be saying it. They be saying. I like what your sister said too about their hairline going back to the middle of the top of their head and shit. That was too funny, but it was the truth. You know, the truth can be very humorous sometimes too.
Hell yeah. I what I
And
what I was uh
go ahead.
what I was just getting ready to get into is how we label ourselves with these words and the dangers of treating each other like that. And I was just getting ready to say, for years, the past 40 years or so, you've had this bashing the black man culture, and a lot of women don't realize how that relates to police brutality and how that makes it easier for the police to pull up and just shoot a black person. If black people are constantly putting out that we're not worth anything in the community, and when they have a police call, it's easier for the police to pull up and kill somebody because you have 40 years of evidence of your own people saying you ain't worth nothing. If I say my dog is crazy and it's rabid and your dog is out in the streets, ain't it easier to shoot that dog?
Hey, let me let me
Yeah.
let me say this. Let
Yeah.
me say this real fast, B. I had a police officer. Wait, hey, can you turn your TV? Whose TV is that in the background?
Oh, you could hear it too.
Yeah.
Uh,
All
I
right, let me
had a
turn it.
white police officer tell me I don't mind when these black dudes be sagging because it's easier for me to catch them when they trying to run and I can kill them. That's what he said.
Yeah. But you know
But you
the
know
thing
what? Go ahead, bro.
about it is all these dudes like sagging to me is kind of like associates with like gangbangers, right? So I'm trying to figure out like if these dudes is always showing off their guns and all the artillery and stuff they got, why don't they like shoot the police when the police is manhandling them, brutalizing them and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like some cops. I don't know if you familiar. I used to live in Chicago. Like they got this the brother. Remember the name Laquan McDonald? Has ever
I
heard of
remember
Mm-hmm.
him?
that name.
Okay, he was walking away from the police with a little penknife. Cop shot him 16 times, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I be thinking about like, back in the day, the white lynch mob wouldn't have let that cop get if that had been vice versa back in the day, a white lynch mob wouldn't have let that cop got to court in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So why do these brothers that always be trying to intimidate the black community, being gang wearing they red and blue and sagging and all that shit, flying their flags and whatnot? Why don't they go turn into like a black lynch mob like uh, um, Ice Cube used to talk about back in the what was that, in the 90s, late 80s, 90s,
Yeah,
when they
90s. Late
yeah
80s, 90s.
yeah he was talking about the lynch mob. You know, like ours is
Yeah,
like a black
gorillas in
lynch
the
mob.
mist.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly.
and you notice anytime something jump off like it's some type of racial injustice that happens with us that makes like national news, you don't never hear none of these gangbangers saying shit. They ain't got a damn thing to say, you know.
The
And I be trying
gangsters
to
ain't
suss
never
it.
there.
They they ain't got nothing to say. All they want to do is bang on their own people. Now, to me, those are real niggas. Real black men is like Panthers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the Black Phantoms and whatnot that go after white power and whatnot. Can you imagine these penitentiaries? If these penitentiaries was owned and operated and controlled by black people, you think these gangbangers wouldn't try to spring their people up out of there? They got
Hey,
life and 30 and 40 years and shit. Do you
hey,
think
man,
these
but
black gangbangers wouldn't go to these prisons and try to tear the fucking walls down? You know what I'm
hell
saying?
yeah, they
And
would.
spring their people up out of there.
Hey, welcome,
Exactly.
welcome, welcome to the panel, King Harlem.
King Harlem, what's
What's
up, bro?
going
How you
on, guys?
doing,
How you
man?
doing?
It's
All
good
right,
to
all
see
right.
you tonight. Good to see you tonight, man. Where you calling in from, man?
Well, right now I'm in Arizona, but I'm from Harlem.
Y'all
Already, that's
breaking up
what's
real
up.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but
Breaking up.
I'm glad to see you guys. I'm glad you joined the show.
good to see y'all too, man. Uh, we
My
talking about
sound breaking
niggas
up.
versus black people. We talking about niggas versus black people. That's the topic tonight. And
Yeah,
the,
I mean, if it depends on where you coming from, there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference. Now, if you're gonna
what's the
say niggas
difference?
versus black people, right? That
Yeah.
Damn,
that's the
why is it
topic,
breaking
right?
up?
Am I right?
Yeah,
Well, I
that's the
couldn't hear.
topic.
Yeah, niggas versus black
Okay.
We
people.
talking to
So
me?
right. So
I was
can I leave my input on
my,
that?
Go
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
We wait.
my sound.
We're talking if you're not
Okay.
talking, mute your mic. Mute your mic while somebody else is talking, please.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm up.
my
No
sound keeps
profanity,
breaking up.
anything like that.
My
Okay.
sound breaking up real
So
bad.
my input on that is I all right, look, here's the thing. When you say that, now you have to go into where I think immediately is the workplace. That's immediately number one where I think when you say niggas versus black people, I think the workplace. How about you? What you think? What do you guys think?
The first thing I think is just I think my mind goes to women. It goes to the mindset of like, okay, you have these women who get out here and work hard and do what they got to do, protect to provide for their family, and then you got
Right.
these niggas who go down to All Star Weekend and rent U-Hauls to party in, just so you can say
Correct.
you went down to the All Star game and you partying in the U-Haul. That's a nigga to me.
Right. And I agree. I wholeheartedly agree, man. But
Like,
where I encounter those two differences is in the workplace because you can really see, especially being a New Yorker, sitting back, being in a place like Arizona, you really get to see the nigga, and you know what I'm saying. You really get to see it. That's prevalent because they they know their place here. Well, at least here. You know what I'm saying?
hell yeah, they do. They gonna put your ass in a tent fucking around in Arizona.
Right. But
Mm.
look at but look. Here's the thing that I have to overcome. Right, being a light skinned brother, not to bring in color or anything, but being a light skinned brother and getting mistaken for Spanish. Right.
I swear, I
Yeah,
swear, I swear, I thought you were like mixed or Hispanic or something.
See what I'm saying? Because you can't be light skinned with the good hair, and you can't
Nah.
have those things because automatically you become a house nigga.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
automatically, you know what I mean? So that's you get pushed in that area, especially. That's why I choose not to be in a workplace. I choose to work for myself. You know, I'm self-employed, so I don't have to deal with those type of things. And that was one of the main reasons that looking for employment was becoming a problem. And watching these niggas and black people and watching the difference in between those two, if that
hey,
makes any
bro, but
sense.
But that's the mindset of a nigga right there. They take a positive and instead of saying something positive, instead of saying, that's a well-dressed brother, he keeps himself looking decent, they wanna turn a positive into a negative. That nigga think he's Spanish. That's why this and that. Or you know what I'm saying? I was talking about this chick in the comments, and she has everything to say about me saying something negative about black women, but ain't nobody put together nothing to destroy what love and hip hop is doing. Do you
No.
realize that across the board, all of our little girls is looking at love and hip hop and the wives of some ratchet city, and these women are women who got rich out for fucking a dude. You a glorified hoe.
Right. Right.
And they
Right.
are pushing this on a mainstream level to our children to be pimps and hoes. Real talk,
Facts.
look at it.
Facts.
And
Facts.
so how can you then get mad at me for pointing this out? And because my attitude or the way I say it may not be the one, may not be the way you like, but my whole thing is this: if the house is on fire, do you want me to come be nice and polite and knock on the door? Hey, sir, your house is on fire. Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Or would you want me to yell so I can save somebody's life?
Right.
I would want you to take an aggressive approach.
And that's what a lot of people, that's this nigga shit. Instead of addressing what's being said and realistically applying it, it's easy to attack. That's one of the main reasons I don't like showing my face as a host, because I don't want nobody to get confused on no sideshow theatrics. I don't want you to get confused behind my women.
I got over that. I don't care who sees me, man. It's like, I really don't. You know what I mean? I don't really care on their thought pattern or whatever they think. I'm gonna have to be me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so.
But what I'm saying is people get. What I'm saying is people get.
I feel you though.
People get so
scrutiny,
People get so distracted besides everything but what I'm saying. You can say, well, I don't like his hair. His face look funny. Why he got two wives? No, address what I'm saying. Address what I'm saying. Your daughters and your sisters and your nieces want to be like these hoes on Love and Hip Hop and the Housewives of Atlanta. Address that. Are you more angry at what I'm saying than what they doing? Address that. I choose to come up here and say, you know what? The media is pushing for the majority of our women to be hoes. And are you more angry at the fact that I choose not to show my face on social media? Or are you more angry at the fact that the society is really pushing our women to be hoes?
Right. I mean, but what do we say to that? I mean, like, you already know they're pushing it in the media. They pushing that hard. You already know that. That's their agenda, and they pushing that like full speed ahead. So, I mean, what do we do about that? I mean, the people that are in place that could do something about it, I don't know whether they signed a contract saying they shouldn't or can't, but I was thinking about this the other day, man. We have enough money as a collective, as Black people, to just have our own, how I can say is, our own low class, middle class, high class in our own area. We have enough money as a collective, to do this, but this is not something that we're willing to do. You know what I mean?
Because you have the cancer of the nigga. You constantly have to worry about the nigga stabbing you in the back.
Yeah.
You constantly have to worry. You constantly got to worry. Exactly.
They run back to Massa and tell Massa what's going on at the meetings. We know that.
You got to worry about the nigga backstabbing. You got to worry about the nigga selling out. You constantly have to worry, and that's why black people are scared to do some of these things because you constantly got to watch. You got to beware the nigga. And
Right.
I would say,
Right.
and I would say something as small as this. Some of these chicks talking about how they don't like what I'm saying, this and that. Say, how about this? How about love and hip hop don't change nothing? How about the wives of Miami don't change nothing? I will change my rhetoric if they do exactly what they doing, but once a year they have a give back to the community that they portraying. Just one time a year.
Yep.
Just one. Take some of that money that you balling and take some ghetto little girls and show them something that's gonna change their life. Just once.
Exactly. Wow, man. He's hitting on. He's rubbing the spot. I mean, I don't think some people gonna like this one, but he's rubbing the spot. He's rubbing the spot, man. They ain't gonna like this. They ain't gonna like this.
Hey, we got somebody new on the panel. Hey, yo, bro, speak up. What you got to say? Bro.
He said in the private chat, I'm going to read what he said in the... Because I think he having some mic issues. He said, the sisters should be mindful of their own inappropriate behavior. It's just not rocket science.
I mean, he right. And I would say this too, because you hear these people coming out talking about, well, as a man, you shouldn't be speaking on this. As a man, you shouldn't be speaking on that. For years, women have spoken on the affairs of men. And I'm not going to say they wrong because for years, as a woman, you have a husband, you have a brother, you have a son. So how do you not have the right to talk about what you were really dealing with on a daily basis? And in the same aspect, as a man, I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a sister. So how can I not have the right to speak on what I'm really dealing with in my daily life?
Yep.
But the problem is,
that's a fact. Like they say,
these niggas don't know. These niggas ain't used to dealing with a strong black man. See, I'm an ignorant motherfucker. I'm James Evans ignorant. You feel me? and a lot of these dudes don't know how to deal with that James Evans level of a black man. They ain't been exposed to that. So when they come across that James Evans, they thought James Evans died 20, 30 years ago. So when they get this spirit of James Evans, it ruffles some feathers. But everything I'm saying be on point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have never once glorified pimping. I've never glorified hoeing. I've never glorified gangbanging. I've admitted the stupid shit that I did and how I want to move forward and the realistic reality of what we dealing with as people. But because I got some sense and I'm still, from my point of view, it's easy to find some type of reason to be mad at a black man who got that James Evans in him.
See, my thing is, like you said, we're used to like weak black men that let a woman run all up and down him, not a James Evans.
And everybody loved James Evans at one point. You remember when James Evans died on Good Times? Man, that was like a real martyr in the community died.
Yeah, but notice how she had to get out there and work. They were trying to put in the black woman's mind, he gone. Now find you some work.
Yeah, and you still see that today. And
don't find you another strong black man. Go get you some work. Outdo the rest of the men out there. You know.
Hey yo, and let me say this. I sent sis this clip of this white chick. I think she was a doctor, and she was covering Kevin Samuels. and she was talking about the way black women bully people. And there was this Indian doctor, Dr. Ramani, who she referred to that was talking about narcissism and this and that. But the point I'm trying to get to is they put you in the projects because they use your life for an experiment.
Mm.
And the way you act is being engineered and monitored. So the stuff that you're doing when somebody creates a conversation that has a point, the reason you're getting the pushback is because we.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who got that cartoon playing in the background because they sure can copyright.
Hello?
And then
Hello?
what they'll do is they'll block it in every country.
Hello?
So
Having a
whoever
lot of
got that
technical
music,
difficulties. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
whoever got one, I want you to chime in. That's cool. I don't know if you've been listening, but chime in a little bit.
I'm having a lot of choppy audio coming through. Like I can't hear. I'm having a problem hearing y'all because it's so choppy.
It sounds
We
good on
can
our
hear you.
end.
Yeah, you sound good on our end.
Huh? Huh?
You sound good on our end.
Yeah, I wish I've been having a problem with your end for like 5-10 minutes.
Did you well go out and come back in?
Do
He
what
didn't
now?
did that a million times.
Should I restart? Should I restart all this or something?
It sounds like you got a TV playing or something in the background.
Oh
Cut that off
yeah,
or go in the room where
yeah.
it
It's
ain't.
not.
I can still hear the TV. Who got their
Yeah,
TV
it's
on?
not
Right.
that. I'm having a problem. I'm
People be
having a
hopping
problem
on
hearing
live.
y'all. Y'all real
All
choppy.
right, well, I tell you what, I'll try to get you on another time, all right?
Hey, type me what you're saying right now, cause I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
okay, I'm gonna have to mute you up though. There's a lot of feedback.
And
Hey,
you know what's crazy?
let me know what to print.
All right, go ahead, B. Rodgers. I have to mute him up because I have to be leery of what what the audience, they can't keep getting them interruptions. You know what I'm saying? So one, we can bring you back another time if that's cool. Oh wait, let me try to unmute him. That way we can go on with the show. Can you hear me, Juan? Oh Lord, this thing. All right, Juan. Can you hear me? Oh Lord, now he muted himself. Lord, B. Roger, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I hear you.
Ladies, join if you can. Tony, how you doing?
You know what?
How y'all doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
We
Man, I'm straight.
doing
Just got
good.
back from.
That's what's up. Hey,
All
yo,
right. So where we
Tony,
going with this
Mr. Rhythm, what's the
conversation?
damn
Black
deal,
people versus
man?
niggas. All right. So I saw the little topic. I saw y'all was live. Y'all been live. I'm like late to the party. You know what I'm saying? So you know how you be like at church. You be late. You guys sit up front. So like black people versus niggas. That's interesting. So we add. So is the question? What's the difference? Or is the question, what do we do to mitigate the nigga type mentality in our community?
I think we all know the
What's
difference.
going here? So like,
I think we all know the difference.
okay,
I think the dialogue is more so where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Because
all right,
I looked at it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna talk about just some nigga shit that I've seen. I
Okay, right.
What happened?
Y'all okay?
It's a disability. It's a disability. All right, go ahead,
It's a
Tony.
disability dial-up. All right,
Yeah.
so okay, where do we go from here? Here's my solution. It's real simple. First, we get away from this individualistic bullshit ass mindset we done had since the 70s. All right, where people was thinking, I got mine, you should get yours. Once upon a time, we thought collectively. And when I say collectively, I mean that we were community-based and community-minded. And being community-minded, that meant that we looked out for one another. The problem is we don't do that because, for one, we don't have knowledge of self. So, and two, we don't even love each other. How you gonna love something you don't know about? That's a majority. And it always comes back to accountability, because once upon a time, the community also helped raise your child. It takes a village. Unfortunately, with the advent of Reaganomics and his continued right-wing conservative bullshit ass rhetoric of seeing people as individuals, we begin thinking, well, I got mine, fuck them, fuck the rest. And that was a detriment. And that's the boomer generation that did that. They the ones that dropped the ball, but not necessarily just the point blank. We see where they dropped the ball. It's our job as a strategy to pick it back up and get back to where we had a real sense of community. And you do that by establishing small things. Fellas, the way that we do this, and this goes back to what Farrakhan was talking about, 10,000 good men. And basically what he's saying is, as men, we have to get back to policing our own communities. Simple shit. Making sure that when a woman goes to her car with her kids and her groceries, making sure that she gets to her car safely until she pulls off. Simple shit like that. That's what masculinity and having a masculine presence feels and looks like. It'll definitely make a difference, because now that'll be a deterrent to people who want to be with the bullshit. And I'm talking about jack boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, that's the first thing. The second thing we do is we educate our children, or if we got children, or if we're not educating them, the little kids around the block or whatever. We see them doing wrong, try to steer them in a different direction. We don't got to be hostile. We don't have to be hostile. We just got to show them a different direction. That's it. Like even a simpler shit. Like if you see little man trying to shoot a jump shot and his jump shot crooked, you know how to shoot. You show them a little better. That shows that you're giving a fuck about these kids, so they more apt to listen to you later when they doing something dumb. I mean, instead of worrying about, it's all these city girls and hot girl summers and all that shit, let's start with the basics. Let's start with self. That's how we eradicate the so-called nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, we gotta stop watching each other pockets, yo. This pocket watching shit is some bullshit, my nigga. Tell me, when is watching somebody else's pockets ever made not nail another one dime coming to yours?
Not in the history of niggerdom. as looking at somebody's pockets made your life better.
It has not. So if we want to fix relationships, if we want to fix communities, we got to start with self. It starts with getting back to a form of collectivism that we had before, because that's what the Panthers were all about. The real Panthers were about. They had a breakfast program. They had a prototypical Head Start program. Okay, they policed themselves. In fact, the Kool-Aid old man. Now, a woman would say, "I ain't gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the Panthers." So all that woman beating shit, that shit was not going down.
Right.
I'm not saying it was some utopia, because it got crushed before it could even get started, because you had snitches in the camp and agents in the camp. But
hey, Tony, let me ask you something though. All
right.
What I'm seeing, and this shit irritates the hell out of me. In the day generation, you have men that are chatty. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they be throwing shade low key, just being petty and that's not us. That can be rectified. That can be rectified this way. Okay, you don't necessarily ostracize them for it, But what you do is you pull up on them on some dolo shit, be like, listen, you did some bitch ass shit, and I ain't like that. That wasn't cool. So how we gonna handle this? We can discuss it like gentlemen, and we can say, and this behavior won't be tolerated, or we could go in the grass. Simple as that. You just take him. I'm not
gonna say I disagree with that, but I don't think that'll completely fix it, bro. Because what I'm saying, we've had we've had some dudes who have been talking about this podcast. They haven't identified this podcast by name, but I know they was talking about this podcast with you know the rhetoric that was going on, and one of the things he was talking about was, you know, if you ain't gonna show your face, then how come yada 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 yada. I have never seen men so pressed to see a man's face. What does it matter what I look like if what I'm saying is the truth? You see what I'm saying? You ain't never seen God face, but you ain't, but you still.
Well, you better preach.
Right, it doesn't. Social media has allowed people to talk all tough behind the keyboard and behind their phone screen.
Yo, can you hear me?
So all you do is go ahead.
Yeah, but to finish my thought, I was saying this feminine shit has gotten so strong to where it is seeping into the DNA of men, and they don't even realize they're doing shit to act like a woman.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why I stopped. That's why honestly, like, I don't even go back and forth with niggas on Facebook no more. I just say, if you ain't gonna pull up, you're not worth my time. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Hey,
bro. This from niggas that claim to be the fucking hardest, calling themselves alpha males. Nigga, listen, I'm gonna be real. Here's how I feel about this whole calling yourself. If you really alpha, you don't gotta call yourself that.
It's gonna show in the way you carry yourself.
It's right. Just like if you just like we had a former president who used to call himself a billionaire until his tax returns proved otherwise.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And that's not me pocket watching. That's just some shit that just came out in the wash. So basically, the fact that you got somebody saying I'm rich, and things say and other things say otherwise, it's gonna come out in the wash. So if you gotta call yourself something, and it's not no self-affirmation, then you just I don't know what you're doing, champ. So the way I see it, to combat the bitch assness in our own neighborhoods, in our own communities, niggas that we see every day, you just take them in the grass, and either they gonna pack up and move, or they gonna shape up. Simple as that. Easy solution. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Hey, bro. I was on Facebook. I fuck with the Wu-Tang Clan, man. I would say I fucks with the Wu-Tang Clan hard body, right? So it's this Wu-Tang Clan group in the Facebook that I was a part of, right? And it's all kind of people in the Wu-Tang Clan group. You got you know the Wu-Tang Clan fan base is everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I posted this picture just fucking around. I was doing yard work, and I had some shit that looked like a weapon. And I just posted this picture with this. I was cutting the hedges with a machete, and I just posted this picture in the book, like, "Come try my Shaolin style." And the white dudes and the Asian, and the white dudes and the Asian dudes was bugging. And they was fucking with me. Like, they'll come post, they're like, "Oh, well, try my Shaolin style," and they'll show me their little goofy shit that they was doing around the house with they shit like they Wu-Tang weapons. And I got attacked by nothing but black men. Like, it was all the hate.
That's that for what though? Why is that? You mad because niggas get likes behind their shit? I swear to God, though, if this shit make me want to get rid of my social media
That's
because it's
sad,
just too
man.
much bitch assness, and it makes and I just don't want it to seep through my phone, into my pores and all that. I gotta sanitize my phone every damn day from all the bitch assness that I seen. I'm just being real.
That's right.
Like,
I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. I feel you all day, man. Wow. That's facts. Word. That's facts. That's facts. He said, I got
these
to
niggas these
sanitize my
days
phone.
want to be bad bitches so bad, yo. Explain that shit.
LOL,
Niggas trying to be bad bitches.
LOL.
Like, for real, man. Niggas trying to be bad bitches, but got the nerve to complain that shorty's acting like no limit soldiers. Like, yo, there's an imbalance that has to be restored. Men got to get back to exercising their masculine. Okay? In order for a woman to follow, a man has to adequately lead. There are not enough men exercising their masculine. Now, for me,
I'd agree,
I
man.
exercise in my masculine. There's just some
I'd
days I
agree,
just
man.
will not tolerate.
I have to wholeheartedly agree, man. Because you know what? But how about this one? How about some men? And I'm not gonna say. All right, look. I'm gonna put myself out there. Right.
Okay.
At one time in my life, I had a crappy job, man. I mean, like, I was working a dead end job at one point, right? And I noticed I was getting real cooperation out these females, man. Like, when I was struggling, I was getting a lot of cooperation. I mean, I was even getting help. Like, you need help with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I was denying. I was like, I'm good. But my sister,
Yeah.
she was like, she was like, you should take the help. Y'all can't hear us.
I can hear you just fine, Carl.
Okay. So then he must have a bad connection. So my sister was like, you should take the help. And I said, but I'm in a bad position. I'm not in a position to give it back. And she was like, listen,
right.
These same females, they're not gonna be there when you start progressing in your business and you start excelling. They're not gonna be there. They're gonna give you a hard bargain because now you're worth more. So you're not gonna get the easy route like you used to get. When I was struggling, I mean, when I had it, like I said, I mean, I was getting lunch made, ask calls, did you eat tonight? All of that. As soon as I was at that level to where I was able, where they noticed I was steady, all of that stopped. What is that?
That was a low caliber. That was all right. I'm gonna explain this, and I just figured this shit out today. That was a low caliber woman you was dealing with. You see, low caliber women don't have much self-esteem, or in the words of Andrew Nisha Caldwell, low self-esteem. In the words and low self-esteem women will try to buy a man and build him up, so that way he owes them everything, or at least in her mind, she thinks he owes him everything because you were in the season where you were struggling. Okay, I've been homeless before. Okay,
so have I.
I've been homeless before. Yeah, but it wasn't that long. But I was homeless before, and it's crazy was I was living with my folks for a while, working at UPS and shit, making only like 11 an hour a couple years ago. And it's crazy. I had more women that I knew what to deal with. But I'm like, nah. I'm trying to get right so that I can actually take you somewhere. You know what I mean?
But we gotta be honest. Men that don't have a problem in the looks department kind of have their way a little bit more. Let's be honest, my brother.
Oh, that's a big fact. That's a big fact.
Let's be honest, my brother. In the looks department, I mean, if you come in sharp, because a woman can tell if you look uncomfortable in the suit. Now, because I had a few of my friends, the only time they look comfortable, well, they didn't never look comfortable in a suit, except when they were wearing suits, it was going to court or a funeral.
Yeah.
A woman can tell when you're not comfortable in the suit.
Hey, let me shift the conversation a little bit.
Yeah, brother. Of course.
When we talking about niggas and black people.
Yep.
And putting your kids out the house at 17 and 18. I personally
That's a
don't
problem.
think that is productive for our community. I think that's part of the reason
No,
that
other
we in the
communities
city.
don't do that. Nobody else do that but us.
You
Hey
correct.
man,
You correct.
I was a
You correct.
salesman, bro. I was a salesman for a few years out of my life, man. And it gave me the opportunity to meet people of all walks of life. And the major difference I learned from the successful, rich white person, they fuck up just like we do. But I would meet these dudes who got these big houses and these cars, and we just be having personal conversations. And they be talking about how their son was on drugs and did the rest of
Yeah,
He breaking up.
yeah, you cutting out, G. But yeah, he got a point though.
You
Kicking
know,
the kids out.
you know when he started preaching, they want to cut out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
that's
choose your
because
mother,
that's
man.
because
You choose
that's
your
Joe
mother.
Biden's internet right there, trying to cut him out and shit. But no, so let me let me say this though.
Well,
It make a lot of sense because I work in a real high tech job, right? And I talk to engineers and like I'm talking about corporate managers and shit. Sometimes we coming through. Sometimes the customer for what we be building comes through, and they get they had like be shooting and shit or whatever. And to them, it's like again these people done fucked up 3 and 4 times. I'm talking about bankruptcy whole time, like foreclosures and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
they had family that looked out for them so, until they was able to get back up and fix their shit. So it's not a question of it's not even a question it's not even a question of resources. It's a question of your support structure. Do you have a support structure? I had to move back home. My folks was cool with that. As much as it hurt my pride to do it, because I was determined that the one time I moved out would be the last time, right? But shit happens, and you gotta take. And sometimes you take that L. And I was blessed to have my folks that was cool with me moving back. In fact, they wanted me to move back because I was struggling so damn much. So
Right.
with that being said, once I was able to get employment that could sustain me, that's when I smooth stepped off. I had to like hop a couple states to do it, but it's the fact that I was able to do it. It was a pride thing. My parents were the support structure, and they were like, kicking your kids out at 18 is not the answer because they saw their friends do it and saw how their friends' kids was fucked up in the game.
Right.
And that also causes a situation where your kids don't want to come home and they don't fuck with you and shit like that. It's childhood friends. They haven't seen their parents engaged because of how they was when as soon as they turned 18. Which comes back to this topic, which we don't really want to talk about. Why is there such a rush to kick the kids out at 18? Because you really inherently didn't want them damn kids.
Right.
Which
I was
also
gonna
comes
say
from,
that.
unfortunately,
I was gonna say
you
that.
didn't want them kids.
That's like
It's because
doing
you had
time.
that kid. It's because you had that kid bowing to societal pressure and believing that pro-life bullshit. Now, whether or not you pro-life or pro-choice, depending on how you feel about it, let's be real. Sometimes I think it's better for a kid to not be born in the first place if the parents going to be having a damn timer as soon as he pop out the womb to when he turned 18.
Wait,
As soon as that clock strikes 12 on his 18th
wait, hold
birthday,
on. I want to say I don't condone abortion, but I don't want you. I believe a child shouldn't be conceived. Let's stop it from right there. Because to me, when you lay down and you create that kid, that's a life.
All right, okay.
So don't even conceive the kid.
Hey Tiff, I thought you were speaking from a marriage perspective earlier today, because when you had took that picture, you were like that, and I saw the ring. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, here's how I look at it,
Jesus
right?
ring.
As a man, it's not for me to tell a woman what to do for her body, right? Now, there's cases where there's cases where his kids conceived and I'm not talking about just somebody was drunk and forgot the birth control. I'm talking about cases where she might have been forced to some shit like that. That's why
Oh
I'm
God.
pro-choice, because you really gonna tell me you're gonna make this woman have to look into the eyes of a situation where her very pride and innocence was stolen from her. I mean, let's be real here. That's something we don't talk about, but I mean, let's be
Yeah, because
honest.
we can't use
Ultimately, the goal.
that word on the platform. That's why it's not spoken about much. The R word.
I mean,
Yeah,
with that, I believe that only a woman can call that, because we really don't have the
only a
right
woman can make that call.
to speak on something that you would never go through. You would never be forced. Somebody forced themselves on you, and then you have a baby. You know, only a
Right.
woman can
Exactly.
dictate how to handle that situation.
Right. I just
Yeah.
don't like when a woman be forced to still like have that kid. And let's not pretend that the adoption system is like it's so seamless the way you can just like pick a baby up when you want to. I mean, hell, there's kids right now that age out the damn foster system. So if we
But you know
want to
what?
talk
Hey,
about
But
unwanted
look.
children,
But look, there are, I mean, I feel like this. There should be states in place that are with it and states in place that aren't with it. And if you're with it, move
yeah,
to where, it's feasible for you. I mean, doesn't that agree? I
yeah,
mean, you don't like abortion?
or
Don't move
just
over
make a
there.
trip,
You want the option? Move
or
over
just take
there.
a, or just you don't even gotta move, just take a trip. Simple as
That's
that.
it.
Because the Alabama,
hey, man, let
Yeah.
me tell y'all the most.
You know what? And that has happened. That
Hey,
has
bro,
yeah,
happened.
the most important part of being a nigga is the ability to create a problem and not solve it.
mm,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So,
That just means you're a disturbance. Whatever
exactly.
you
So,
see.
in a lot of these scenarios, you got to understand you dealing with not even problems, you dealing with niggas. No matter what you say,
mm,
okay, well then, adoption is an option. And then you hear them say, well, I don't want to do adoption because, it's only so many solutions. God damn. It's all, do you just want to talk? Do you just want to hug? What are you talking to me for if you don't want a solution? Everything y'all said was right. But the problem with a nigga is they just into creating problems without solutions.
right.
Oh, you talking about
The way,
Messi Jackson? God
who that?
damn.
Oh Lord, don't get me started on that
It's a
clown.
Messi
Has
Jackson.
anybody ever seen him out of his front seat?
Yeah.
Let's have honest question. Has anybody ever seen him out his front seat? Now I'm gonna say this: he know how to make his money. He no different than a pastor. Hmm? He no
Nah,
different than a
Man,
if
pastor.
we're
The
gonna
view,
go,
He
the
no
if we're
views
different
gonna
and
talk
than
about,
opinions
if
of
we're
these
gonna,
men are the views and opinions of these men.
no, if we're gonna talk about black folks and niggas, we got to talk about Al Sharpton. Yeah.
yep. And
oh
Jesse.
man,
Yo,
Non
he
speaking
trying to
of
get up
oh
under
man.
some of that. He trying to get
some
some
others.
young girls. He trying to get the young ones. I'm like,
I don't know
I
I
ain't
don't
going
know
up for
why you
that.
think he can do this.
But I mean,
Yo,
he's
work. Hey,
doing the
yo,
working
Sid,
for
you
him.
talk about Al, right? Let me tell you something funny. So this was the 92 presidential election, right? I'm with my mother. I'm all of 3 years old. My mother go to the local school to go vote, right? And in is this fat nigga with a damn slick back hair for real. It was Al. He was at the precinct in Baltimore, right? And and I remember this shit to this day. He got my mother hand like, basically trying to Ray Charles steal a hand up and shit, trying to meet her and all this shit. So my father popped up out of nowhere. Like, how you doing, Mr. Sharpton? Like, he stepped in like kind of forcefully for him. My mother was trying to get away from dude, man.
I believe it.
Like, he been a scumbag his whole fucking life, yo.
Hey, yo, listen. You see, my name is King Harlem, right? I'm in my
Uh-huh.
40s. I'm in my 40s, right? I go back
Okay.
to Reverend Ike.
I
I
never
don't know
heard
if
of
you
him.
remember Reverend Ike.
Nah, I
I
remember
go
Daddy
back to
Grace.
his days. Your homeboy
Okay.
was vicious. He used to pull up in Rolls Royces. Now this was a nigga. He used to pull up in
Stereotypical.
Rolls Royces, in a Rolls Royce, selling cloths and tell people this was a holy cloth if you bought it. Like, yo, look him up. People got to look him up. I'm not going to speak stupid on this platform
Reverend
or any
Ipes.
platform for
That's
that matter.
crazy.
I'm going to tell you, look up Reverend Ike. That's a nigga. That's a
See.
nigga. If you ain't never
Yo,
seen it, dog. Pimp the
Can I
shit
can
out
I
of
say
it, you
can I
know?
say something?
Excuse me.
Can I say
What's
something?
up?
Yeah, join in. Or is it slow?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
well,
just wanted to chime.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in, man. I wanted to answer a question. I heard someone say it was where we go from here, and I feel like we we as a black people and definitely as black men, we have to re-identify ourselves, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
kind of become better for the youth. You know what I mean? Give something better for the youth to look up to, and give them a better life to look up to. We can't just lead them into prisons and gangs and stuff like that, and violence, and even leading them into simping, or leading them into spending all this money on a chick, or leading them into tricking and all this stuff. So I feel
Yeah,
like if
and shit
we
like that, good.
re-identify ourselves, then we can start to come together, and we can say, okay, well, these the nerds over here, so we're gonna have them on the computers. We got the thugs over here, so we're gonna put them in security. We got the
Honestly,
we got the huh?
you
Yeah,
said
we
the
got
same
the
thing I was about to say.
yeah, we got the managers, we got the H&R department and all that, and we actually building an actual, uh, unit, a unit that we can
Mhm.
build on, and something we can build wealth with and start to, you know, go as a community. So I mean,
Just
it's
practice
not,
group economics. Simple as that. Group economics. But unfortunately, nobody
yeah,
wants to do that
but
because
I feel like
they can't have their luxuries. That's why they don't want to do it.
I mean, we can do it. We can do it. It's no problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, black people, some of the most creative people. I mean, if we can
Oh
come
yeah.
out of slavery, and come out like a lot of people like to talk this and that about niggas and niggas and this and that, but a lot of those jailhouse men that we talk about, a lot of those are
They're some of
helping,
the most
trying to
creative
help
people in the
some of these
world.
young cats, trying to help some of these. Be the only people, the only ones really trying to help some of these young cats who living in a fucked up world with their mama and their daddy a crack fiend, and they just going through it, and they getting beat and stuff like
Of
that.
course.
It's not too many people trying to help
Why
those
you think they
guys, bro.
won't
Not too many people trying to
why
help
you
those
think they
guys.
won't let Larry Hoover out?
And I'm not trying to glorify
Why you
no
think they
kind
won't
of
let Larry
that.
Hoover?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to glorify no bad person. I'm just saying it's a whole different world that people don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can't, but we have to re-identify ourselves so we can lead them into it. But if we can come out of what we came out of course we can re-identify ourselves. I mean, we just need a leader, and we need to
I think
follow that leader. What you
low
say,
key, I
bro?
think like we starting to wake up a little bit. I'm not talking about people that's only woke because it's a fad. I'm talking about legitimate, like you awakening to who you are. I think what you're saying is the exact reason they won't let Larry Hoover out. What you're saying is the exact reason that even though Tookie Williams was proven to not have killed those people, they still wouldn't let him out because these are people that still, with their respective organizations, had tremendous amounts of influence to cause a kind of change that would have been a detriment to the very forces that want to keep us downtrodden and disenfranchised, etc. So like in layman's terms, Larry Hoover, he basically re-identified the GDs as growth and development. And you got to understand the English language is full of spells. So when you
Right.
change gangster disciple to growth and development, you're speaking that growth and development, you're speaking that into existence, and it manifests.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
eventually
yeah,
manifest itself.
yeah, exactly.
Just
And I'm
like
not trying to
community
say,
restoration and progress.
and I'm not trying
Just
to,
like
I'm not
community
trying to say,
restoration.
but listen to me though. Listen to me though. I'm not trying to say that we should, you know, look into these guys as heroes and stuff like that. We have to
No, I'm
lead them
not
into
saying
the
that
right.
either.
We have to lead these guys into the right direction. Why did Toothie have to sell drugs? Why did these Bloods have to give up everything that the world has to offer and say red and blood and you know what I'm saying, and kill each other and kill
Well,
one
it's a
another?
lot of reasons
Why?
behind that. It's a
But
lot.
I'm saying it in other terms. Okay, like I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I was asked to be in Blood Gang. You know what I'm saying? And it was a young time in my life, and I didn't have to get beat in, right? I didn't have to fight to get in. I already did my work, so I was already hanging with someone that was doing it, and it was just like, man, you cool. You know, you know,
You was in a
it's all
position to
good
get
or whatever.
blessed in,
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
got blessed there, basically. He
Yeah,
could have got
but
blessed
I
in.
chose I chose not to do it. You know what I'm saying? I chose
Uh-huh.
not
which
to
was
do it
probably the best
because
choice.
yeah, and
Yeah, because
it
when you
had
do that,
because I know the game, but it's like it's a whole different like so. But what I'm saying is this is a whole different realm that people don't know nothing about,
well, what I was
and
trying to say is not,
I
not
would
Hey,
rather
bro,
want
let
to
me say
lead these
something.
people. I would rather want to lead these people into the right direction instead of just sitting up there and dissing them and dissing the nerds and dissing the simps and dissing these people and dissing these people. We gotta lead them into the right direction instead of, you know what I'm saying? These are still our people, and if we don't come together, we don't have nothing else.
Hey,
But you can
bro,
go.
I was having this conversation about gangbanging with somebody the other day, one of my homegirls, and we was talking about why I was so hard on Meek Mills. And my whole thing is, listen, man, 9 times out of 10, when you join a gang, if you ain't born in it, you selling your soul. So you can't then turn around and tell the devil how to collect. So that means when it's time for you to throw your life away, you better be fucking ready to throw your life away. So when Takashi ran up on that dude and he wasn't ready to throw his life away, you have all these reasons. I'm like, bro, that's and the truth has to be told. When you gangbanging, if you
he cut
aren't
out
born
again.
in it,
All right, I'm gonna say this though. When it
hello,
Well,
can y'all hear me?
well,
so
well,
I'm gonna say this.
well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
we can hear
All right,
you.
go ahead though. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
So I'm gonna say this, like when it comes to what your man said about how we don't want to glorify people who was in that shit. I'm not saying we glorify them. I'm saying is they have their place because of their influence. They can influence
Utilize it.
people who are in that lifestyle and
You
turn
said
them into a
utilize it.
different. Yeah, we could utilize them, like just like
Oh,
anybody that's a
I
nerd.
Since
was
you want
I
to
was
be
talking
violent,
about something
you
totally
need to work
different.
security.
Hold up. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like what I'm saying is we can utilize the people, like the thugs and all the athletes. That's our warrior class right there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I was just
They have
adding
the
on.
right,
I
they
was
have
just
the right
adding on to what
spirit.
you were saying. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah,
I
they have
wasn't
the
trying
right
to.
spirit. We can just point them in the right direction. See, the nerds and everything, they have accesses to places that a lot of the average cat don't have access to because they're nerds and they're considered more agreeable. You know, even the scripture says to be wise as serpents and as gentle as doves. What that means is there are people that can get places to everybody in our community has a place. We need to stop shitting on the 9 to 5ers. We need to stop shitting on people that got their LLC. We need to stop shitting on people who at one time were leading a detrimental lifestyle, but have since reformed. You know, we
And
need
can I
to
so
quit trying to
can I
put a
say
box on everybody.
can I
Yeah,
add on to that?
go ahead.
Yeah,
Who they trying to come in?
and something else I wanted to add on to what you were saying is
Uh-oh.
we need to stop belittling the leaders too, because and a lot of times, you know, people call themselves CEO, they call themselves boss, they call themselves this, you know what I'm saying? But when a real life leader come and a real life boss really come through the door, they want to overpower this person. They want to take over this person. That's why what I'm saying, like, you could tell what I'm saying is true, because like that's why when someone have money, he's showing his money off or whatever, they want to kill him. You know, they
It's
want to
an
rob him.
invitation.
They want to do something. You know, to them it's an invitation. Like, oh,
It's an
he flashing.
invitation.
Oh yeah. You know, but I'm not necessarily saying he pulling cash out, but I'm saying he pulling up in a nice car. You know, he got on nice clothes. It don't have to necessarily be money out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you see me pull his black card out, you
It
know
basically be people
you
being
know it's
flashy out
real.
here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
Basically people
yeah.
being flashy, and
And
that's
there's
a
some
problem
people,
too.
and
That
I'm
the
telling you,
whole
man,
hood rich mentality.
there's some people that dress rich, act rich, look rich, but they really to rob rich people. You feel what I'm saying?
They broke as
They
hell.
dress up, and I'm saying it's from like a
Mm-hmm.
different standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really do this shit. Like, they do this shit, and it's troubling. You know what I'm saying? It's not what's up. You know what I mean? But I was just
But you
trying to
cannot let
chime in
that distract from the overall. We
on
can't let that distract from the overall mission. The
yeah. And
objective, because
when I say
I'm like solutions orientated.
but when
Basically,
I say a
what
leader
what we
leading,
yeah. Go ahead, man.
when I say a leader leading, it's like when I hear that a woman say she don't need a man, it's saying she don't necessarily need a leader, that she can do it on her own. You know what I'm saying? But anybody have a leader. Your leader have a leader.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
with
My
somebody
leader have
like
a leader.
okay, with somebody like that,
If you don't have a leader,
see
you have a problem. If you don't have a leader, I'm telling you, man, if you don't have a leader, you gonna have a problem, because you need people that's older than you
yeah.
that can take their experiences and throw it straight to you and say, "Hey, man, look, I was young, I did it. Don't do it." But if you don't have that safety net, if you don't
Or you
have
can
that
just
safety net,
He's
you're gonna
right.
fail every time.
or you can just look
You're
at
gonna fail
somebody's
every
age, or you
time.
can just look at somebody's
He's right.
example,
Yeah, because
or you
you
can just
have
look
to
at
have a
somebody's
leader, whether it's it I mean, I would say
And you know
a
who that
idol,
leader
but
usually is?
a idol. Look,
That
this
leader
is
usually is called a father,
yeah, a father. Yes,
yeah,
which a lot
most
of us
definitely.
didn't have. I mean, I had one,
coach.
but a lot of us didn't have
I had
fathers. I mean, I
mine.
lived down the street next to a
But
lot of young guys
some kids don't even
that.
listen to their own fathers,
But you
and
have to understand that's the most base
oh
leadership.
yeah, oh yes, indeed.
That's the most base
That's how you learn
leadership.
how to accept leadership. That's how you learn how to accept leadership when it's
Exactly.
around from your
That's how
father.
you know alpha.
Yeah.
From
So,
Bond, man.
I mean, like,
Shit
if you don't
again.
have no leadership, I know I can identify any person who don't have leadership because their life is all over the place.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A
Yep.
lot of women is that the emotions is all over the place. The emotions is
Daddy,
so
daddy,
they can be
nobody to check.
happy. They can be happy at the drop of a dime. They can cry at the
Yo,
drop of a dime. They can get mad at the drop of a dime because the emotions is
I'm gonna
out of
say this: the
control.
best relationships I had were with women who
Yeah.
had their
I,
fathers in their
I ain't met an
lives and
argument
had
there
he
yet,
played an
bro.
active role.
And I ain't looking for one either.
Those are the best
Agreed.
relationships I had.
He ain't
Whether
lying.
I met him or not, whether he was deceased or
Tell
not,
me if he
the
lying.
fact that they had a
Anybody know if he
strong
lying? I don't know.
relationship,
hey, bro.
that was a great relationship that I had with them because I was able, there was functionality there. There was an understanding of what the masculine is and a respect for it. Not just an understanding, but a respect for it. So with this whole thing where people being raised by, and I mean, it also falls back on the men not wanting to be fathers. But when you have a situation where where anybody is just raised by the mother and she didn't let the kids stay with the father for a while, for a couple months. Back in the day, they used to do that. They send you with your daddy for a couple months. You know, you gotta have that balance, and it's good for both parents because it's good for the father because he gets to show you how you're supposed to move. It's good for the mother because she gets that time to work on self, to improve herself, to get that certification, to get that degree. You know, it gives her that time to improve to where she can be better for you as a mother. So
I mean,
that's why I say go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think to get to a better point is we need to get to being married. What
Yeah,
is the point
yeah,
in
yeah.
having a baby to somebody you don't want to marry? That's an obstacle in itself. That's some nigga shit. I've heard plenty of women talk about, oh, he'll be a good baby daddy. He'll be a good baby daddy. And
What
by
about
your
a husband?
words, you create your own reality.
Yep, they speaking that baby daddy's drama into existence instead of a husband. Because what you said a couple nights ago, functionality, they not used to the functionality of a husband, the stability of a husband. And I figured out why, because that will require them to be a wife.
Ooh,
Instead of a baby
ooh,
mother, them to
that's
be a
a
wife.
whole show right there. That's a whole show right there.
Wait a minute. Let me chime in. Let me chime
Go
in on
ahead.
that because women always want to say, "Oh, you think you so perfect." I used to be just like that. I used to post all the time. I can't wait till I have a baby. Da, 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 da. And because after my parents divorced, I was about 3 when they fully divorced. I only saw my mom doing
Uh-huh.
everything, and so I didn't realize that I completely every time I post. This one guy posted on my Facebook. It was about 6 years ago. He said, "So where's your husband? Because I always see you talking about your future kids, but you never mention being married." And then that's when I realized that's
Mm,
because I never saw a man
you
after
never
my
saw
mom
it.
got divorced, and so
Uh,
subconsciously I didn't need a man because I just
uh,
didn't see it. So I just wanted to chime in and say that. Y'all go ahead.
uh, can I
Yeah,
say
that makes
something?
a
Go
lot of
ahead,
Can I
bro.
sense.
say something to
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Can I say something? Okay. I want to tell you something, and this is real close to me, and this to any black woman that's listening, and to any and every black woman that's listening, because I feel like I don't mind. Like I will lead you in the right direction, and something to tell the black women out there is please like stop letting people take your happiness. Like you, so it's so many black women that let people take their happiness away from them, and some women are disappointed from stuff that happened to them as a child. As a child, they
I
were
like that
told
subject.
as a child. Hold on, as a child, they were told, "Look, you there's no good men out here. You might as well go get a thug because the thug gonna treat you right, and he gonna protect you, and he gonna give you money, and he gonna do this for you." But they didn't tell you about all of the when stuff get gangster, how you can do time, and how your life can crumble from this. So as a child, you was taught this. So from as a child, you get with this thug, and he crush your feelings at 13, maybe 12, young, young. I mean, we all seen
Well,
this
first
young
off, why
girl
the hell he cruising near the
in
middle
high
schools and the
school
high school?
get
Because he a grown ass man.
what I well, a lot of times, even if they have a father in the house, the father could be involved as close as he could be, and he would still look like an enemy to that woman. That woman will run away from her father to get to that man because at a young age she was told that this man is the right man for her. But really and truly, there's a whole world out there, and you know, from what I'm saying is you can't let, and that goes from people in general. You can't let people take
No,
your
no, you
happiness,
can't.
man.
And you make
When you
the
have me, I mean, I'm still happy from my freshman year. My freshman year was one of the best years of my life. We went close to the Super Bowl. We almost beat the Super Bowl. I mean, we almost went to the bowl. You know what I'm saying? And we went to the fourth rounds of the playoffs, but we didn't get to make it. But it was just one of the best days of my life. And I noticed that a lot of people would try to take my happiness. I had so much wrong happen to me. But I take those happy moments that I've had in life, and I keep them in mind, and I keep that as my standard of who are those people I was with when I was happy, and how did I feel, and I'm gonna keep those people in my life that made me happy at this time. That's the people I'm gonna keep in
Makes
my
a
life.
line.
And all those people that I remember bad days and bad times, and I remember hanging with this person. I kind of got a distance away from that person. You know, I understand the streets and I understand all that stuff, but I'm on another level, so I can't have that. But I really wanted to give that message out if they have it, because I'm not
Okay.
here
Well,
to, yeah,
that's interesting that you mentioned that though, Jack. People letting people steal your happiness. That's like, you know, that requires a lot of discipline, a lot of self-discipline. You know, no matter what happens, you don't let this person upset you, whatever. I'm
Hey yo,
speaking on the where
and let me say so with the stealing your happiness thing, man. We got to a point now to where everybody want to hear everybody other side and give people a point, which is good. But it's sometimes you got to be like, you know what, this nigga is fucked up, and he did some foul shit, and you just got to move on.
exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Because some people run to
instead of
those
trying to
type of
like,
people. Like they got people that
yeah,
literally see damaged stuff. They literally see, oh, he got a jail record. She got a jail record. She did this. You know what? She did this to so and so, but she ain't gonna do it to me. She ain't gonna do it to me. Oh,
or wait, I can fix her. I can save her.
he did so and so to who? Golly, man, he ain't gonna do that to me. Oh no, but you
Okay.
just don't know. You next in line. That's all that means. Like
Uh,
you
I
making
want I
yourself
want to say
closer.
this though,
You making
yeah,
yourself
because we
closer
only
to the
got about like 7 minutes left. So,
Hey, bro, let me
like, I
say
want to
this
say
because
this real.
uh, my mic kept cutting out, so I couldn't chime in when I wanted to. But when we was talking about Al Sharpton and Derek Jackson,
Yeah.
those are poverty pimps. Poverty, and the
Yup.
newest thing is estrogen pimps. We got to be able to identify these dudes. See, Derek Jackson, he caters to the estrogen of women, and he pimps. He figured out how to put himself in a position to win off of that. We got to be able to identify these poverty pimps and these estrogen pimps. And basically,
Facts,
the best way
facts,
to identify that
facts,
is if
facts,
somebody is
facts.
just telling you something to make you feel good, and everything that they
They
say
value your vote.
is just something to make you feel good, and then it's give me money. That's a pimp on any level.
Hey, a lot of his
Yep,
shit ain't even hit
yep, I
originally, man.
agree.
He stole
I
so many
I,
T-shirt designs, it's
I
ridiculous.
agree.
Now, I'm gonna say this, all right, because we don't got that much time. So, as far as like self accountability and dealing with these poverty pimps and estrogen pimps and all this shit, and if we want to stop these detrimental relationships to our women, we got to start with, stop calling little black girls fast. When does a little black girl become fast? Because ain't no child fast enough for a grown man who ain't attracted to children.
See, I mean, Derek Jackson, he just understands his market.
Woo,
He know his
Tony,
market.
you better preach.
He just understands his
Let's be
market,
real here
right?
though.
And he
Let's
caters
be
to
real
his
here
market.
though, Jack. Like, I ain't trying to cut you off, homie. I'm just saying, like, yo, like for real. We gotta stop that shit. We gotta instead look at who the creepy motherfuckers in their family is, and we gotta start busting the heads of niggas who like to pull up to the high schools and shit, and they grown as hell. You catch them at
Yeah,
the
we got
high
to start
school,
killing
you
them
drag
niggas.
them out of the car, and you curb stomp them. That's what you do. You curb stomp
What
them.
you was saying, though,
Make
bro?
an example out of them. What's up?
I thought one of the guys was trying had something to say.
Yeah, he was talking about Derek Jackson. Basically,
Oh
he
yeah,
had
I was
estrogen,
saying that.
like you said
Yeah,
earlier. We gotta learn
yeah,
how to
I was
recognize
saying.
it and just eradicate it. We just gotta resist it as a
Well,
community.
that just goes back to what I was saying. Like he just
Hey,
need proper management. He need proper management and proper guidance. Some people don't know how to use their superpowers. You know what I'm saying? Like he may not be exactly what you know, but you know we got I know ways to give people an understanding because I know that he understands what's going on right now. He understands the gender war.
Well,
He
he
gets it.
capitalizing off of
He
people's
gets it,
pain, just like
and
Tyler Perry.
yeah, and he just understands his market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he understands this is a business, and it is what
He
it
he
is.
no
And I
different
mean,
than CJ. He's no different than Joel Osteen. No different than any of these
because I mean,
evangelicals,
I'm pretty
televangelists.
sure he a laid back fella. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
I don't
you
think
know,
so. I think
I
he
don't
realized
have
how strong he
like, but see,
himself look out for you.
and this is the difference between me and you. I understand the difference between loving each and every one of us and the brothers and sisters, and I understand that we all grew up in poverty. I understand that we all grew up in low income. You know, it's a whole difference, bro. I'm a truck driver, bro. It is
Mm-hmm.
so different, bro. You know, the first time I went to Chicago was like a week ago. I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. I went to the good side of Chicago. This is the first time I seen the good side of Chicago, bro. I went to the hood, and it's like that's all I that's all I seen was the hood when I would go out there. And this is my first time seeing the good side.
Life.
Now when I
Wait,
yeah, and
a good
you know
part
I've been
of Chicago exists.
It
yes,
does.
yes.
Shit,
I'm talking about
Hey,
it
you
a
know
does.
what,
beautiful
man?
side. This is a beautiful side. I didn't even know
Hey,
this about it.
yo, the
Like,
the crazy thing
and
is, every city that we know of that's known for being ratchet and gangster has an extremely beautiful side.
Of course it
But
does, man.
but
but
you
it's
have these niggas who glorify nigga shit. So like I was
but
saying in the last episode, that we that's all that we engage ourselves in. So that's
yeah.
all that we
Right,
know.
Look,
right.
bro, look.
And I told
I'm from
somebody this
South
years ago.
Louisiana. Hold on, I was making a point.
Okay.
I'm from South
I s-
Louisiana. The point I was making is that I'm from South Louisiana. This is one of the most gutter grimy places. I'm talking like, bro,
yeah.
the places like we literally, had that big gumbo bowl. Used to pour it in water and put that in the tub. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's as real as it get. Until we get it hot. You know what I'm saying? And black people, we have grown in some of the most poverty-stricken places, and
And we
I was one
always
of the
made a way.
lucky ones. Yes, and we always made a way. We always made a way, bro.
Hey,
But
yo, I'm gonna
it's
chime in.
What?
crazy
We
how
got
we
1 minute
was.
left.
Hey, yo, let Tony come in. What you gonna
Yeah,
say,
let me
Tony?
say this though, right? So, like you were saying about how you had the people want to glorify the grimy shit, the nigga shit, the dumb shit, the wild shit. It's true. But I explained this to my years back, and I said it it was a rap battle where I said, like, where I'm from, you don't live long if you long in the tooth. And I'm from where your zip code don't necessarily make you bulletproof. Your zip code don't make you bulletproof. People think I'm from here, I'm from there. Your zip code doesn't make you any more bulletproof than somebody that might be from what you consider a soft area. So
Death
it's
ain't got
like
no
you got
area code. Death don't have
right.
no area code.
And my whole thing is this though too. Why the hell are you glorifying some shit when you don't own none of the land on that whole block? You don't you trying to you claiming some shit that you don't own. And I'm gonna end with this and I'm gonna roll out because this been yes been real some real good conversation like for real at my little bit of time here. So regarding how we move forward, we start with looking out for our community, protecting our little girls, okay, protecting our women, and steering our young men in the right direction. And for the damaged men, whether they be simps or reformed criminals, whatever they want to be, we lead them in the right direction. And but for those that like to cruise the high schools and the middle schools, we curb stomp. Simple as that. Make a public example out of them, beat the shit out of them, do what we got to do to discourage this behavior instead of calling little girls fat.
Hey,
And I'm gonna
yo,
end with that.
and let me add on to that. when these brothers catch these cases for curb stomping
I
these
agree.
dudes, the community need to come together to bail them brothers out of jail to show
Behind
them that we support what they
them.
did.
Behind them. And not just that, just have a fund for their defense team. Or
Exactly.
just, or just, because there's ways out of it. Because I've seen it like this. If you get a jury full of older black ladies, you could be walking in there for murder and walking away from that shit. So it all depends on what the jury say. So the way I say it, man, we start with the very basics, and then we build from there. People that know how to start businesses, we learn from them. People that's 9 to 5ers, we employ them. The everybody that might be in what I consider the warrior. Instead of calling them thugs, I call them our warrior class. We just aim the blade in a different direction. And I'm gonna say that it's been real. Y'all spent some real shit tonight. I feel empowered after conversing with y'all, man. Y'all be easy. I'm out.
All right, Tony.
Hear
See you
from you,
later.
bro. It's good to hear from you.
All right, and as for
Yeah.
everybody else, we're gonna end the show tonight. All right,
All right, take it. See y'all later, man. I'll be checking out. And
Yep.
nice talking to y'all. Nice conversation with y'all, man. Uh, yeah, yeah, I'm checking out.
It was good hearing from you too,
thank
bro.
you.
Yeah, good to hear from you too, man. Good,
Hey,
good.
hey,
And
before
it's
we get
good that
out,
yeah.
I want to
Uh-huh.
give a shout
So
out
much.
to JT, the bigger
So
figure. I got
be
what you gonna say, Tiffany? You talking? I can't hear her. So I'm gonna say I want to give a shout out to JT, the bigger figure. We definitely appreciate the work that the brother doing, and them brothers like NLE Chopper who are making a conscious effort to make the message and the life that they live better and what they put out. And I'm gonna end mine on that one. It's good to hear from you as always, sis. Team Tiff, always.